The Office is quite possibly my favorite show of all time. This show spinoff is not good. Going into the paper, I was cautiously optimistic, hoping for a good show as someone that loves The Office like so many of us. It's become one of the most acclaimed shows of all time. It's been celebrated for decades and people just love it, like myself. When I heard that Greg Daniels was going to be a part of a spinoff, that was a key thing that got me intrigued. And taking on new characters like the same documentary crew, tackling just new characters. It sounds like an intriguing idea. And I will say, I really enjoyed the first episode of The Paper, and from there was a huge drop off in quality, and I found myself struggling to get through this entire first season. That's probably the biggest core problem that I have with the show, is that it's just not funny. I was not laughing. There was a couple jokes, I will say, in the first episode that had me laughing out loud, and I'm watching it, I'm going, okay, this isn't going to be that bad. But then episode 2, they felt like a hard drop off in the comedy and just in quality in general. One of the problems with the comedy, a lot of the jokes are based on people's ignorance. That became old very quickly. Kevin, he is not the brightest of the bunch. You're going back to the original show. He's one of my favorite characters, though. There is that sincerity to him that makes him just he was one of the favorites of, I feel like most people would say that he is one of their favorite characters. With The Paper, these characters, they don't have that charm. They're just dull and inherently not well written to be intelligent. And the humor is, simply put, it's just unfunny and forced. It is so forced. You can tell everyone is trying so hard to make you laugh, and that just rubs you the wrong way as an audience member. At least it did for me. I was just really struggling to find myself invested in anything going on in the show. I found the episodes to be boring because of that. They're 30 minutes long, and some of them felt like hours long. There's also 10 episodes in the season. Feels like it's really stretching itself thin. You get to halfway through the season, and I was like, there's still 5 more episodes of this. I don't know how much I can take. Going back to the characters, though, some of them can be borderline insufferable, like Esmeralda. No hate to this actress, Sabrina Impacatior, who was a part of The White Lotus Season 2, and that's kind of where she got her big break, I would say, in terms of the States, as she is an Italian actress, and I liked her in The White Lotus. I did not like her here. I honestly might go as far as to say I hated her. She tries very hard to make you laugh, and she really just struggles to make me laugh, at least this is just me personally. And she's just an annoying character to be around. It feels like she's just like this annoying kind of gnat that you can't shoo away, and just continues to just piss you off and fly around you, and just its presence is annoying. I don't know how else I can describe it. It just really bugged me. The rest of the characters, they're just not memorable. You don't have, again, this is the first season, and characters become memorable over time. I'll give it that. But there were only 2 characters that I found myself liking by the end of it, and that was Gleason's character and Frey's character, who they have good chemistry by the end of it. I'll get to their romance in a second. I think that they are probably the 2 shining points of the show, but I don't really care about their characters. There wasn't really a lot to make me care about them and their relationships with one another. The will they, won't they that is trying to be recreated with the Jim and Pam, obviously one of the top tier couples in TV. I found that aspect of The Paper to be dull. Both of the there's actually 2 romances going on. There's one between some of the side characters that is just awful and it feels forced, and there's one obviously at the core between our 2 leads. It felt like a poor reattempt at trying to capture the Jim and Pam stuff. It honestly felt very just forced, in the sense of I think they kind of were just like, we got to do whatever we can to get people invested in this show, and so they don't really feel the tension building. They kind of are just rushing to get to a relationship between them, but the kind of just will they, won't they of Jim and Pam was so special because it built over time, and you felt really the desire and intrigue from Jim grow, and you just got attached as an audience member. I just didn't really feel much tension here. I liked what they did in the final episode. They really tried to just get whatever they could together to pull me back in, and it was a decent last episode, but it has a hard time just standing out because the rest of the episodes are just bad. There's actually some cool things that they could do with a 2020s Office show, and I think that was one of the big reasons probably going into the pitch, is this is what we can do with a revamped version of this acclaimed show. Newer technology, especially playing to that side of things, and what they do with its concept is cool, but in execution, they damn near fail to make something funny. There was an episode where a bunch of the characters are trying out Amazon products, and it should be comedy gold, and it's not. And I wish that I found that episode so funny, because I was like, I want to be laughing, but you can't force yourself to laugh. They definitely try their hardest to make you laugh, but I can't force myself to laugh. Why would I do that? It's actually a little baffling to me that Greg Daniels was such a big part in this, co-creating it, writing, directing some of the episodes. It feels like a fall from grace. Like, you go to The Office, Parks and Rec, and even The Good Place, which I know is a show that I never really got interested in, but so many people love. What the hell happened? And it's overall just a frustrating first season, and I don't want to watch another season. It has already been renewed as of me recording this. It could be canceled depending on viewership, but that shows confidence, even though they decided to drop all the episodes at once and then they decided to renew it. They're kind of really worried about this show. I feel like it disappointed me and frustrated me as a viewer, and watching a comedy show that is really trying to be funny and just is missing the mark, that can be hard to watch and really just make you not want to continue watching. But I stuck it through for the review. Like I said, the final episode isn't terrible, and I'm almost just a little interested. Like, maybe like 90% of me is pissed off, 10% is interested to see where it goes. We'll see if I continue to watch. But overall, this show was just, I'd say, a complete disappointment, an unfunny, boring, dull TV comedy. I'm gonna give The Paper a D+, and I would recommend giving it a chance if you're a fan of The Office. Other than that, though, skip it. It very well could just be me, and I might be in the minority on this one. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on The Paper down below if you've seen it. I want to thank you so much for watching this review. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, look forward to more content coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.